Hi, Deb McIntyre here, and today I want to talk to you about some very advanced biological medicine theory, but I'm going to make it really simple for you. It's basically how do we get sick and what kind of detoxification steps can we take and what priority to get ourselves healthy again. So as you see here, this is what we call the continuum of life. You've got your healthiest phase here, and we go downhill, deteriorating, and one day, we're all going to pass on. So we want to stay to the healthiest part of this as much as possible, and I want to help you understand how to do that. So let's talk about the phases. The very first phase that you see here is called excretion. And what that means is as soon as something toxic comes into your body, you get rid of it. Little kids do that all the time. They'll throw up and you have no reason, no understanding of why, but then they're good again. So we can sweat, we can urinate, have bowel movements, whatever it is, we get things out of our body as fast as we get them in. Now, if this does not fully handle the amount of toxicity that's coming into our body, then we go into what's called inflammation. And you hear a lot about inflammation these days because a lot of people suffer from chronic inflammatory conditions. All inflammation means is you're not excreting the load that you have in a fast enough, great enough degree. Inflammation is rushing assistance into the area. So fever, swelling, pain, those kinds of things go along with inflammation. If inflammation does not fully handle the situation, then we go into the next phase called deposition. And I want to draw a little bit and tell you what that is. So in the deposition phase, if these are cells in your body, the toxins that you could not excrete start to get stored away. And they're stored, between the cells in the fat tissue where it can't really cause you that much harm. It's your body's way of, hey, can't keep this in the blood, it's too dangerous, we got to put it away somewhere. You can see a big line down the center here. If you're only on this side of the line, then you're actually in pretty good shape. It's when you cross this line that we start to, get into some trouble. So if deposition doesn't fully handle the situation, then the impregnation stage is next. And here's what that means. In the impregnation stage, the toxicity is building up so much that now you're getting toxins actually inside the cells of the body. And you can see this, for example, if you've seen tissue of smokers that have passed on and they're using, the lung tissue to study, it's just loaded with the toxicity from the cigarette smoke. If that impregnation stage doesn't fully handle, then and the toxic loads keep coming in, then we start to have degeneration. And you've heard of chronic degenerative conditions. Well, what degeneration actually is because of this toxic load, now these cells are dying at a faster rate than they are supposed to. Simply put, it's a speeded up aging process. And you can see this, I'm going to bring up smoking again. If you have two 40-year-olds and one of them started smoking in high school, the other one never smoked, by the time they reach age 40, the smoker looks easily 10 years older than the non-smoker. It's because of that degeneration going on in their body. Now, if degeneration is not handled, then we get into this final phase called neoplastic. Neoplastic literally means cancer, but in this representation, we use it to mean, anything that could just take you the rest of the way out. So the sad truth is that even little ones that I work with, most people are in degeneration and inflammation. And all of these things are just being manifested in their body at the same time. But if you look at the bottom line, it's because excretion is not doing the job well enough. So we want to improve excretion in whatever way we can. I've talked about skin brushing. You can look on our YouTube video about that. There are even as simple as drinking water, being sure you're having bowel movements every day, preferably 2 a day. Those are all ways that you can facilitate your body to excrete. Now we are introducing also an excretion technique with ion cleanse foot baths. I did this in the past and I'm reviving it, in the practice because it works so well. If you're a beginner with this, there are certain remedies and supplements that we use along with it to help you get more out when you do the foot bath. And I will do another video showing you in more detail what the foot bath is. But basically you put your feet in warm saltwater solution, and a little array generates positively charged and negatively charged ions, which attract the toxins out of your body. But if you're a more advanced health nut, we could say, if you've been doing this for a while and you've done some cleanses before, then we can even ramp it up. We can give you stronger things. But even just doing the ion by itself, even just doing some of these techniques like water, skin brushing, etc., are going to help. But just keep in mind, this is the bottom line. You always want to look at excretion. So I hope this has been helpful to you, and I look forward to talking to you again.